should equal positive 2 for y. When x is negative 2, y should be positive 2. Well, let's try it. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. E to the 0 is 1, but then you have a negative. So now you have negative 1 plus 3, lo and behold, it equals 2. Okay, so we did it right. We can check a couple other points and make sure that our curve looks right. Okay, so here's our curve. Domain. What's our domain? All rails. Okay, so the domain. Okay. So our domain is all rails. Range. Negative infinity to 3. Okay, does it appear that there's an x-intercept? Yeah, does it appear that there's a y-intercept? Okay, so we should be able to find both. So let's do x-intercepts. How do you find an x-intercept? Okay, so we're going to put 0 in for y. So I'm going to say 0 equals negative e to the x plus 2 plus 3. Subtract off the 3. Divide both sides by a negative. And I'm just going to double check. Can e raised to some power give you an answer of positive 3? Can you take a number, raise it to a power, and get a positive answer back? Yes. Yeah, you can. Okay? So that's okay. Now, how do I solve that? Okay, I'm going to take the natural log of both sides. Take the natural log of 3 equals. When I take the natural log of here, okay, the x plus 2 goes out to the front, and the natural log of b is just 1. Subtract off the 2. Can you take 3 and subtract off 2? No. Because you're taking the natural log of 3. That's a number. And you subtract off 2. Okay. Oh. If I want the y-intercept, what do I do? Put 0 in for x. So my y-intercept, I'm going to put it up. So for my y-intercept, I put 0 in for my x, so y would equal negative e to the 0 plus 2 plus 3. And there's my y-intercept. Okay, questions? Okay, this graphing stuff has been giving you guys heartburn. So let's do this. I said this in my last class. Suppose you don't know how to do something, but you don't even know what question to ask. Just say, do that one thing. I just had no idea what to ask. You get all of it. You're going to be able to do this on the test? All right, you're going to get 100%. So that'll be awesome. Okay, natural log. Natural log. A lot of you have a hard time figuring out what a natural log graph looks like. How can I figure out a natural log graph from what I have over there? It's an inverse, okay? I know these points, okay? I can take 2 and raise it to a power. If I put in negative 2, I get this answer. Negative 1, excuse me. If I put negative 2 in for x, I put negative 1 in, 0, 1, 2, 3. I know the answers. Logs are the inverse. It means it switches the x and y. So I can take these points, I can swap them, okay? So I can take all of those points and have 1/4, 1/2. See where I'm taking them from? 1, 2, 4. At 1/2, I get negative, excuse me, 1/4, I get negative 2. At 1/2, I get the negative 1. Just doing these, flipping them over. I get 0, 1, and 2. I can just plot those points, okay? So I know that when x is 1, y is 0. When x is 2, y is 1. When x is 4, y is 2. And then at 1/2, I get negative 1, and at 1/4, I get negative. So look, here's my graph, okay? That's how I can generate it if all else fails. Okay, but I have a negative out front. What's the negative out front going to do? It's going to flip it upside down. Okay, it's going to take all my answers and give me the opposites. So it's this picture upside down. Does the asymptote get in the way here? No, it does not get in the way. All right, so my reflection looks like that. Here's my asymptote. So that's the graph I'm going to shift around. Okay, so if I take that graph and shift it around, it's going to go 3 units right and 1 unit up. Okay. So I'm going to take this point and I'm going to go 3 units right, 1 unit up, my asymptote. Okay, and it's going to look like that. Okay, same picture. Point and asymptote, 3 units right, 1 unit up. Okay, questions on the picture? Okay. Domain. 3 to infinity, right? I'm an asymptote. 3 to infinity. So my domain is 3 to infinity. Range. All rails. All right. Does it appear to have an x-intercept? Yes, it appears to have an x-intercept. Okay, to find the x-intercept, I put 0 in for y. So for my x-intercept, I put 0 in for y, and I'll have negative natural log of x minus 3 plus 1. So I subtract down to 1. Divide by a negative. Okay. Yeah.
Since it's negative, like the whole thing is negative, what does that change?
I erased the picture. It made it go upside down. So normally a natural log the natural log of x normally looks like this. Okay? So I took that picture and I reflected it upside down. So y equals a negative natural log of x. If I flip this picture upside down, the asymptote is not in the way.
Will it ever be in the way?
Yeah. Okay. So let me finish this one and I'll draw one where it is in the way. Okay? So that means the point still crosses here, but instead of coming up, it's coming down. Okay? Down and through. If, on the other hand, I say y equals the natural log of negative x, okay? That means I can no longer put positive numbers in, because if I put a positive number in, I'd actually be taking the log of the negative. I need to put in negative numbers. So it puts me on the other side of the y-axis, or it gives me negative axis. So that means I have to reflect this way. Now my asymptote is in the way. Okay? So my asymptote stays here, but I'm on this side. It took this picture and it reflected it that way. Okay? I think the easiest one to remember all this stuff from is the square root of x. Do you remember when we were talking about that? Like, because I think that one makes the most amount of sense. If you say y equals the square root of x, negative 4, negative 1, 0, 1, 4, y equals negative square root of x. We can try the same numbers. And y equals square root of negative x, negative 4, negative 1, 0, 1, 4. Okay, here, square root of x. Can you put negative 4 in? Negative 1? You can't put 0 in, you can't put 1 in, you can't put that in. Okay, so you get 0 out, you can put positives, you get positives out. Here, you still can't put negatives in. But when you put a positive number in, you get a negative number out, because the negative on the outside. Okay? You get a negative number out. So that means you get negative numbers out. It reflects you this way. Here, you can put 0 in, but you cannot put 1 in. Because when you put 1 in, you'd be taking the square root of negative 1. Bad thing. So now you can't put these in, but you can put these in. Because when you put negative 4 in, negative 4 is positive. You can put negative 4 in. You can put negative 1 in. You're going opposite. You go on the opposite side. Okay? So try that. That might help you remember.